Welcome to the Mitchell Catholic Youth presentation of the Living Stations. Please feel free to turn around if you cannot see the station being portrayed. The narrator will read the Christ Speaks part. Please join in the I Reply part in the booklet. These 14 steps that you are now about to walk, you do not take alone. I walk with you. Though you are you and I am I, yet we are truly one Christ. And therefore, my way of the cross 2,000 years ago and your way now are also one. But note this difference. My life was incomplete until I crowned it by my death. Your 14 steps will only be complete when you have crowned them by your life. The agony in the garden. Then going out, as was his custom, to the Mount of Olives, and then disciples followed him. When he arrived at the place, he said to them, "Pray that you may not undergo the test." After withdrawing, about a stone's throw away from them kneeling, he prayed, saying, "Father, if you are willing, take this cup away from me. Still not my will, but yours be done." And to strengthen him, an angel from heaven appeared to him. He was in such agony, and he prayed so fervently that his sweat became like drops of blood falling on the ground. When he rose from prayer and returned to his disciples, he found them sleeping from grief.
Narrow streets, but the crowd pressed in to see the man condemned to die in Calvary. He was bleeding from a beating, there were stripes upon his back, and he wore a crown of thorns upon his head. And he bore with every step the scorn of those who cried out for his death. Down the Via Dolorosa, called the way of suffering, like a lamp the Messiah cried.
The first station, Jesus is condemned to death. In Pilate's hands, I see my Father's will. Though Pilate is unjust, he is the lawful governor, and he has power over me. And so, the Son of God obeys. If I can bow to Pilate's rule because this is my Father's will, can you refuse obedience to those whom I place over you? My Jesus, Lord, obedience costs you your life. The second station, Jesus takes up his cross. This cross, this chunk of tree, is what my Father chose for me. The crosses you must bear are largely products of your daily life, and yet my Father chose them, too, for you. Receive them from his hands. Take heart. I will not let your burdens grow 1 ounce too heavy for your strength. My Jesus, Lord, I take my daily cross. The third station, Jesus falls for the first time. The God who made the universe and holds it in existence by his will alone becomes a man too weak to bear a piece of timber's weight. How human in his weakness is the Son of God? My Father willed it thus. I cannot be your model otherwise. You also must accept without complaint your human frailties. Lord Jesus, how can I refuse?
I willingly accept my weaknesses, my irritations, and my moods, my headaches and fatigue, all my defects of body, mind, and soul, because they are your will for me, these handicaps of my humanity. I gladly suffer them. Make me content with all my discontents, but give me strength to struggle after you.
Fourth station, Jesus meets his mother. My strength is gone. I can no longer bear the cross alone. And so the legionaries make Simon give me aid. This Simon is like you. Give me your strength. Each time you lift some burden from another's back, you lift as with your very hand the cross awful weight that crushes me. Lord, make me realize that every time I wipe a dish,
Pick up an object off the floor, assist a child in some small task, or give another preference in traffic or the store. Each time I feed the hungry, clothe the naked, teach the ignorant, or lend my hand in any way. It matters not to whom. My name is Simon, and the kindness I extend to them, I really give to you.
please join in singing, Lord, Let Me Walk.
Lord, let me walk that lonely road with you, under the weight of the wood. Lord, let me walk
The sixth station, Veronica wipes the face of Jesus. Falls for the second time. This seventh step is one that tests your will. From this fall, learn to persevere in doing good. The time will come when all your efforts seem to fail, and you will think, I can't go on. Then turn to me, my heavy laden one, and I will give you rest. Trust me and carry on. Give me your courage, Lord.
When failure presses heavily on me, and I am desolate, stretch out your hand to lift me up. I know I must not cease, but persevere in doing good. But help me, Lord. Alone there's nothing I can do.
How often had I longed to take the children of Jerusalem and gather them to me, but they refused. But now these people that weep for me, and my heart mourns for them, mourns for their sorrows that will come. I comfort those who seek to solace me. How gentle can you be? How kind? My Jesus, your compassion and your passion is beyond compare.
Lord, teach me, help me learn. When I would snap at those who hurt me with their ridicule, those who misunderstand or hinder me with some misguided helpfulness, those who intrude upon my privacy, then help me curb my tongue. May gentleness become my cloak. Lord, make me kind like you.
The ninth station, Jesus falls for the third and last time. Completely drained of strength I lie, collapsed upon the cobblestones. My body cannot move. No blows, no kicks can rouse it up. And yet my will is mine, and so is yours. Know this, your body may be broken, but no force on earth and none in hell can take away your will. Your will is yours. My Lord, I see you take a moment's rest.
So I can do because my will is mine. When all my strength is gone, and guilt and self-reproach press right to earth and seek to hold me fast. Protect me from the sin of Judas. Save me from despair. Lord, never let me feel that any sin of mine is greater than your love. No matter what my past has been, I can begin anew.
The 10th station, Jesus is stripped. Behold, the poorest king who ever lived. Before my creatures I stand stripped. The cross, my deathbed, even this is not my own. Yet who has ever been so rich? Possessing nothing, I own all, my Father's love. If you, too, would own everything, be not solicitous about your food, your clothes, your life. My Lord, I offer you my all.
Whatever I possess and more myself, the craving for prestige, position, wealth, root out of me all trace of envy of my neighbor who has more than I. Release me from the vice of pride, my longing to exalt myself, and lead me to the lowest place. May I be poor in spirit, Lord, so that I can relate to you.
The 11th station, Jesus is crucified. Can you imagine what a crucifixion is? My executioners stretch my arms, they hold my hand and wrist against the wood and press the nail until it stabs my flesh. Then, with one heavy hammer smash, they drive it through, and pain bursts like a bomb of fire in my brain. They seize the other arm, and again agony explodes. Then raising up my knees so that my feet are flat against the wood, they hammer them fast, too. My God, I look at you and think,
My soul worth this much. What can I give you in return? I hear and not accept for all my life, whatever sickness, torment, agony may come. To every cross that touch my lips, O blessed cross that lets me be with you, a co-redeemer of humanity.
the 12th station, Jesus dies on the cross. The cross becomes a pulpit now. Forgive them, Father. You will be with me in paradise. There is your mother. There, your son. I thirst. It is complete. To speak, I have to raise myself by pressing on my wrists and feet, and every move engulfs me in new waves of agony. And then, when I have borne enough, have emptied my humanity, I let my mortal life depart.
My
Jesus, God, what can I say or do?
I offer you my death with all its pains, accepting now the time and kind of death in store for me. Not by a single instant would I lengthen my lifespan. I offer you my death for my own sins and for those of all humanity. My God, forsake us not. We know not what we do.
The 13th station, Jesus is taken down from the cross. The sacrifice is done. Yes, my Mass is complete, but not my mother's and not yours. My mother still must cradle in her arms the lifeless body of the son she bore. You, too, must part from those you love, and grief will come to you. In your bereavements, think of this. A multitude of souls were saved by Mary's sharing in my Calvary. Your grief can also be the price of souls. I beg you, Lord, help me accept the partings that must come.
From friends who go away, thy children leaving home, and most of all, the dear ones, when you shall call them to yourself. Then create me grace to say, as that has pleased you, Lord, to take them home. I bow to your most holy will, but just was murdered, and my restored lives against your will. I would not speak.
The 14th station, Jesus is buried in the tomb. So ends my mortal life. But now another life begins for Mary and for Magdalene, for Peter and for John, and you. My life's work is done. My work within and through my church must now commence. I look to you, day in, day out, from this time forth, be my apostle, victim, saint. My Jesus, Lord.
You know my spirit is as willing as my flesh is weak. The teaching you could not impart, the sufferings you could not bear, the works of love you could not do in your short life on earth. Let me impart and bear it to you. I am nothing, Lord, help me.
I told you at the start, my life was not complete until I crowned it by my death. Your way is not complete unless you crown it by your life. Accept each moment as it comes to you with faith and trust that all that happens has my mark on it. A simple fiat, this is all it takes, a breathing in your heart. I will it, Lord. So seek me not in far-off places. I am close at hand. Your workbench, office, kitchen, these are altars where you offer love, and I am with you there. Go now, take up your cross, and with your life, complete your way. Following the completion of the song, we ask that you leave in silence. We want to wish you a happy and blessed Easter season.